When you look at Fed policy today, are you worried about, frankly, what's happening between the president and Jerome Powell, or are you taking a broader and longer view?
Have a very diverse economy. Okay, if you take the top 1% or the top 10% of the economy, and you take really, it's a very small percentage, the magnificent seven stocks, and you take those who were behind them and so on, which is so important, you have that small 10% of the economy. And when you stimulate, you're going to stimulate that bubble, in a sense, at the same time as you have the bottom 60% of the economy. The bottom 60% of Americans, 60% of Americans have below a 6th grade reading level. And their whole environment is a whole different environment. So to run a monetary policy that is not too stimulative for the bubble and not too restrictive for the other part of the economy is a very, very difficult thing, how they run that monetary policy. I think that we're going to come into a period of time where you're going to start to see cracks appear. For example, when interest rates went up, a lot of holders of debt did not experience it because they had the maturity of their debt. But now those debts are maturing and they're having to reset at a higher interest rate. And when they set at a higher interest rate, you start to see the cracks. You're starting to see the cracks in venture capital, and you're starting in private equity, and you're starting to see those types of cracks. That's not something that's easily and effectively dealt with by just making everything easier, too. So this is, again, how do you achieve the balance of all of this to achieve a healthy result? Yeah, there's a risk as we come into, let's say, the next 2 years, that those cracks begin to widen. And then you also have the politics. The confluence between a bad economy and bad politics is a very scary thing.